In Tallahassee, police are investigating its fourth deadly officer-involved shooting since March of last year after one of its officers had to shoot a suspect at Valencia Square Apartments last week. This all started with a traffic stop Thursday night on Ocala Road. Police say they pulled over what they call a suspicious vehicle. Inside were two men and a woman and a child. While one man was out of the car talking to police, the other slid into the driver's seat and took off, hitting an officer. Now, police eventually caught up with them at the Valencia complex that's right off of Tennessee Street, where a hostage situation ensued, and the suspect pointed a gun at the officer, which led to that officer shooting and killing the suspect. Now, one person is in custody now, facing several charges, including murder for her role in the case. But soon a grand jury will also have to decide if use of force by that officer was justified. Now, this morning, ABC 27's Veronica Vernacchio takes a closer look at what happens next in this case.
Are most TPD cases taken to a grand jury?
All the cases in the Second Judicial Circuit, actually I'm the third state attorney in a row, so at least for the last 40 years, that has been the practice.
State Attorney Jack Campbell says because of the use of deadly force by law enforcement, the state attorney's office wants the community to be involved. Nathan Prince is a local criminal defense lawyer.
Just because they're going to a grand jury doesn't necessarily mean that there's any reason at all to think that there was anything inappropriate or unlawful done by the officer.
He says in most officer-involved shootings, like the one involving Tallahassee police at Valencia Square Apartments Friday, the state attorney will take the case to the grand jury to allow the public to be involved. The grand jury is similar to a regular jury, 15 to 21 community members randomly selected of different ages, sex, and race. The jury serves for 6 months, with the latest group just being seated in March. For their protection, their identities are secret.
What happens most of the time when they're doing an officer-involved shooting is that the state attorney will just say, here's what we think happened based on the evidence available. We don't think they did anything wrong. You should return a no true bill.
A no true bill is when the grand jury dismisses charges against the defendant, also called a no bill. Prince believes this ends up being the verdict because
most of these are totally lawful shootings with absolutely no basis for an officer to be indicted.
Even still, it's up to the grand jury to make the final decision.
And that was Veronica Vernacchio reporting. Now, part of the evidence will include body cam footage. Chief Lawrence Revel has said that video from the Valencia complex shooting will be released to the public before the grand jury makes a decision. That's a change from what we saw in the previous 3 shootings back in 2020. The officer involved in this case is on administrative leave with pay, which is standard in these types of cases. Now, when new developments happen in this case, you can find them first on our website, WTXL.TV, along with the ABC 27 News app. Right now, you can take a look at our full coverage from Friday when this first happened, plus more details about what the victims say happened while they were being held hostage.